Ehlisa umoya bro. Ehlisa umoya.
Awusazi manje.
Hello everyone, welcome to ASR, African Stories Realized. This is our weekly review of The Wife, Season 2. Let's jump right into it. This week starts off where the last one left off, with Mcele attacking his brother while some family members tried to break it up and the rest looked on. Nkosana is able to restrain Mcele while Tawe is taken away. The next morning, Mcele is probably the angriest we've ever seen him, and he resorts to punching walls and hurting himself. Zaza asks Nkosana what he thinks about his siblings' entanglement, and he has no thoughts on the matter. HLOMU tries to seek refuge with Nkosana. She denies anything ever happened between her and Kawe, but Mcele doesn't believe her. Nkosana returns to calm him down, while Zaza also confronts HLOMU about what she's done to the Zulu brothers and even accuses her of bewitching them. HLOMU tries to resist and deny it, but quickly realizes that Zaza is immune to her lies. The two sister wives have a petty exchange before Zaza grabs HLOMU by the throat and threatens her to never talk to her kids again. HLOMU was shook. Still at the Zulu house, Kawe returns to collect some of his things, and while trying to explain himself to HLOMU, Mcele arrives and threatens his brother with a gun before Nkosana once again arrives to calm things down and tells Kawe to leave so he can give Mcele space to cool down. The two younger Zulu brothers, Mkoki and Ntika, are detained by some security guards who were snooping around the car Ntika got from his girl, which means it might be stolen. The security guards requested a 10k bribe to not arrest them. In the next scene, Nkosana confides in Zaza and explains to her that with the family's recent hardships, he feels that it's falling apart. Zaza simply responds by asking for money and did not want to discuss anything other than Nkosana giving her R1,000,000, which I'm guessing is to pay off the drugs that she got from Bully. Before the two lovebirds could finish their talk, Mcele arrives angry as ever, so Zaza excuses herself. Nkosana tells Mcele that he must resolve his issues with Kawe, to which Mcele strongly objects to. Nkosana explains that he needs them to resolve their issues because he wants Mcele to take over the family businesses, to which Mcele responded by saying he can't because he has a kid on the way. This just shows you that regardless of Kawe's admission, the brothers don't fully believe it, and honestly, it doesn't look like Nkosana cares. This line I think is also foreshadowing that after everything, this baby might actually be Mcele's. Sambulo interrupts Nkosana and Mcele to stake his claim as the leader of the family businesses. He explains that while the brothers were caught up in their personal turmoils, he cleaned up after them and got rid of all the loose ends that would have destroyed the family. After these revelations, Nkosana agrees that Sambulo should take over the family businesses and tells him how grateful and thankful he is. This is full confirmation that Sambulo always acted alone without the family's knowledge, which is something I questioned last week. Episode 16 ends when Zaza arrives at Bully's place, only to find that her brains have been blown out and she's been killed, presumably by the people whom she owed drugs to. Episode 17 opens up with Mcele once again going through the motions from angry to hurt. He surprises HLOMU with some baby clothes and explains that they're blue cause Zulus only bear boys. They're making a very big deal about the potential gender of this baby, so it might actually be a girl in the end. I don't know how the Zulu brothers are gonna take that one. At the association offices, the Majola brothers argue with the Zulu brothers over the association's leadership, and they agree that another vote will be held for the chairman's seat. Back at the house, ZANDILE is going through the trauma of seeing her friend's dead body, and this man Nkosana jumped into the bathtub fully clothed to console her. He didn't bother to take his shoes off, his shirt off, nothing. He just jumped right in there. Back at the taxi rank, Mkoki and Ntika discuss the 100k that Ntika gave his girlfriend to flip. Once again, Mkoki encourages Ntika to come clean to Nkosana because he will eventually see the money missing in his bank statement. HLOMU arrives at Langa's flat and informs him that Kawe spilled the beans. HLOMU also told Langa that Zaza slapped her, but I didn't really see that part. I don't know why they didn't just show the slap, but she did grab her by the throat. I didn't really see the slap. I wasn't satisfied with that slap if it was a slap. Langa, to my surprise, encouraged HLOMU to make the family to choose between her and Zaza. Langa seems to be buying into the toxicity as well, cause no way he can tell her sister to do that after she slept with Kawe. Back at the taxi rank, Sambulo calls a meeting and gives a powerful speech informing everyone of the changes he is making as the new chairman ahead of the election. The Majola brothers are not pleased with these developments and they start scheming. Back at Mandisa's place, Zaza updates her of Bully's demise, to which Mandisa rejoices that it means they're off the hook for the drugs they lost, but I think it might still come back to haunt them. Zaza seemed disappointed with Mandisa's lack of humanity in finding out that somebody they knew had been murdered. Back at the taxi rank, Ngoki and Ntika come clean to Sambulo about the missing 100k. Sambulo tells them they must find a way to pay back the money and will wash taxis all day, every day as punishment. Back at the house, Nkosana, HLOMU and Mcele summon Zaza to confront her about the slap Zaza gave HLOMU. ZANDILE denies it and is disappointed in Nkosana. She immediately decides that she is taking her kids and leaving. The episode ends with Zaza driving off with the kids while Nkosana looks on, which is exactly what HLOMU wanted. Episode 18 opens with a lonely Nkosana leaving a voice message for Zaza, pleading with her to come back home. Kawe has returned home and apologizes to his big brother for all the drama he's caused. Nkosana accepts his apology and finds out Zaza's location from him. I guess the Zulu brothers keep trackers on all their cars for safety reasons. Back at Ngoba's place where Zaza has sought refuge, they discuss the beef with HLOMU and Mandisa reveals that Nkosana and Zaza's marriage isn't official. She encourages Zaza to press on this matter, but I feel like it's more difficult for them to get officially married now, because Zaza is now an escaped convict living under a false identity. Whatever marriage they have will still be a farce. Back at the association offices, Ngoba has returned and is not pleased that Sambulo has replaced him as the association chairman in his absence. Nkosana and Sambulo try to explain to him that they need a strong, able-bodied representative with the looming election, but Ngoba isn't pleased and leaves angry. Easily the funniest scene of the day. Welcome back, Ngoba. Back at Ngoba's place, Nkosana arrives to see ZANDILE, but is informed by Mandisa that Zaza doesn't want to see her. Mandisa and Ngoba escort Nkosana out of their house as he is powerless to do anything under their roof and leaves without seeing his wife. Easily the second funniest scene of the day. It's great to have Ngoba back. Nkosana returns to the house and is consoled by Kawe, who offers to call Ngoba and asks to talk to Zaza. Nkosana is finally able to get Zaza on the phone, but they have a bad exchange where Zaza confronts him about all the missteps, including them not being officially married, as Mandisa mentioned earlier. Nkosana is still gonna have to work hard to reconcile with Zaza. I think we're definitely getting another Zulu wedding this season. Still at the house, we get a nice little moment of Mcele and Kawe sharing a drink together as a symbolic olive branch. It remains to be seen how long the peace will last, but I think since Naledi is gonna be coming season 3, Kawe will be able to move on. The only loose end in all of this is the baby, of which we don't know the paternity. If it's Mcele's baby, then we're all good, but if it turns out to be Kawe's baby, then we have a problem. The episode ends with Sambulo and his protege Mgoki talking about how they're going on the hunt, which means bodies are going to drop. I suspect Sambulo wants to purge some of his opposition before they even get to the election. I can't wait for next week. I'll be back again with another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below whose side you're on in this power struggle between HLOMU and ZANDILE. Just comment Team HLOMU or Team Zaza. This is ASR, for the love of African filmmaking and storytelling.